providing instructions with those.
If you aren't a driver or an organizing person, get out.
All right, if you're not a driver or an organizer, please leave the room.
Leave the stage.
You'll be back.
No, you're right.
I guess.
You don't have sat on your computer?
No.
Rack. Aaron, just so you can organize humans behind there, we're going to call people by team. Get people organized by teams. Like all of yourself. Pork chop sandwich again.
My God, did this week smell good?
It's like somebody put
no, the other
it
thing.
sure didn't.
Smells ain't gonna stop now.
This
Smells ain't
week
over
was
yet.
great up until it's like somebody
been
put a
on this
space
side
heater
before.
on this couch. So
Yeah, it's pretty cozy over here.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, Ash.
Hi, Ash.
So nice of you to join us, Ash.
Glad you make it, Ash.
Ashley.
I like how her hoodie's here, so you can pretend to be her.
Yeah.
What do you mean pretend?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I have a dog.
We're very sorry you're sick, Very Ash. cute dog.
Uh,
If you're watching, I hope you get better soon.
She's not watching.
You're not watching? It's probably for the
The
best.
shift total.
Oh no, Ash.
What happened to my shift
Just,
total?
don't worry about it.
Don't even worry about it.
What is a shift total? I mean, really.
Look, if you can make something accurate, at least make it fun.
Just right into that shotgun.
No, I specifically stood here because there's no shotgun
Look
above me.
beside you.
There's shotguns everywhere! Where am I supposed to go?
Now you're changing your story. Pick an excuse, Turner.
It's like you mic this one for
Permission to
sound.
treat this witness as
It's like you mic
hostile.
this one for perfect
Like,
sound.
yeah, it's like we mic'd the whole place so you could all hear.
Is
Alright.
Cam in the building?
No,
Okay.
he's not.
Alright.
He ran away.
He ran away.
Okay.
Alright.
Graham has raised mailbox hourglass clipboard dollars.
That's,
I wish I had mailbox clip art money.
And
Right?
it keeps changing is the weird part.
To the beat.
Now I have these tongs.
Actually, you can bring this.
You should.
I'm gonna stick that for you.
No, thank you. Can you please dispose of these tongs
I believe.
as politely as possible?
I'm pretty sure your shift total has some sort of buffer overrun error going on.
Yeah, I think
Save
so.
them for your bourgeois, Ian.
Wow, those low dirty live deep cuts.
Yeah.
Are we seriously about the bus? Wow.
What?
About $2,500 from beating Desert Bus 8.
Yeah, right.
Good job. Oh, I think that side's
There we
done.
go.
Yeah, we're done at the side, so.
Pass to
how many do we need?
Back this way.
3 more for the back couch, and then Ashton and me and Johnny don't have them
This
yet.
is the only time I drink.
What? One more for
Better give him a lot then.
Johnny.
Can we make sure that
I switched.
are these getting opened out in the kitchen area?
No.
I assume.
Hey, Rack, please pour everyone champagne if you can hear my voice.
If you can't hear my voice, do it anyway.
How we doing? How we doing?
I
Think
think
it's
just
just
you
me,
and Ashton.
It's you and me, buddy.
God, this is gonna be the ice cream all over again. No, we're good.
We're not getting you a bottle of
Six straight
champagne with
from
your
the
face on it.
I mean,
Aw.
Wait, what?
Oh, you missed. We got Jim's ice cream cake with his face on it.
Amazing.
God saw it.
It was delicious.
It's
I'm
okay.
gonna
I
have
made
to
sure
look
Colin
that
was there
up.
to get pictures.
There's probably still ice cream cake in the freezer, Andrew.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, we did it again. Yay!
Wow.
Here is to another year of this completely insane thing that we do here.
We drink now?
Sure, yeah, we drink now, yeah.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. So here's what we're gonna do. This
Ian,
is
not while I'm drinking champagne.
if you're new around here, we spend the last hour of the run thanking everybody who has made this thing possible. And there are a lot of people to get through.
It's gonna be a while.
But I want to talk about something first. I want to talk about it's not the elephant in the room, but let's address it. This is the first year that we did not beat the previous year's Desert Bus. That's okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's really, really okay.
We're totally fine with that.
This isn't a challenge for you to try to.
No.
just yet.
No, it's
No,
not.
no.
It's last year. I honestly for the last 3 years, I've been coming up with things that I would this sort of speech that I'm giving you right now because I was convinced that there was no possible way that we could keep beating year over year, and I was sure of it last year.
I would have
bet as much money as we raised on it last year, and we only barely did it by only about $10,000. And this year we fell a little short, but that's okay. We still raised $641,000 for charity.
Which is like
It's insane.
from this morning is more than I thought we were gonna raise.
Yeah.
How many desert buses?
A lot of desert buses, and we did it. And we did it with half the number of prizes that we've ever done before.
Less than half.
Less than half the number of prizes, which at least for all of us in this room,
It's so relaxing.
I'm frozen. Is it just this thing? Are we good? Okay, we're good. It made, at least for everybody in this office, a much more enjoyable, relaxing experience. It was really nice. We figured that let's tweak some things this year, and the big thing that we decided on was let's cut the number of prizes we have in half or less. And it turned out that just made everybody's life a little bit easier. And this is really nice. We got to spend more time focused on you, which was just a terrific amount of fun. And I'm really glad that we did, because it has become just unbelievably apparent that this event that we do every year is just so much more than the number that's right up there. It's more than just the money that we raise. It's what we are giving you and what you are giving us. And it feels really good. And I hope that we can fill your life with some joy and happiness in it's not a great world, but it's still pretty good, and it's ours, and we got to do the best that we can, and I think we're doing pretty good here. So with that said, I really want to quickly thank everybody who you see up here. These are all of our drivers, these are the organizing committee, these are the people who make this event possible every year. Beej, we've got Beej here, we've got Alex, and we've got Kate, and we've got Paul, and we've got Andy, and we've got Ian, and we've got Cam, who couldn't be here, and you'll notice I didn't name a few people, and that's because they're going to stay here for a minute and thank their teams. And oh boy, what teams they have. I'm really excited. So if the folks that if most of you could just clear the room, and do you have the order? Did everybody get that by chance?
Yep.
Do you see that? Who was first?
Did you contact organize something?
Yeah, I was in Slacks and stuff.
I was the first after, so we have time. You have time.
I was psyched, I think.
So, if we can get, can you guys sit at the back of on the couches there, and then the other people, Ashton, you can come up here. You can take this microphone.
Sure.
I was busy working.
How dare you!
The song of Desert Bus. I was busy working. I didn't see
You can't
the
walk too
thing.
far. Can't walk too far. Stay over here.
Oh, friends. Is the
Possibly.
It has been a year.
Ooh,
The wireless.
pardon me.
Here we are.
Oh yeah,
Man.
you have a wireless mic. Let's do that.
Want to do that?
Can we turn it on?
Yeah, turning it on is not the problem. It's turning it off. We're good at this. 7 days in.
Thank you to you guys. First of all,
shaking
each
his
and every one of you watching. It's been amazing, as it is every year. I'm just gonna jump right into it, because I have a lot of people to thank, probably the most in sheer number. Our mods, who are incredible every year, because they're always in chat. They skip. The bunch of them are just like crawl out of the woodwork a few weeks before Desert Bus is here, and they're like, "It's time. We know what we must do." And they
creaking from hibernation.
They all appear, they mobilize, and they do an amazing job every year with the barest of tangential help from me. They don't need it. So I'm going to go through them. They're Admiral Mamo, Aero Commander, Amative 1, Anubis 169, Caffeinated Lemur, Can't Wear Hats, Defrost, Dix, Foxmar, Kanoki 2, Crows, Lammower, Lord Hosk, Mr. Flip, Nirvana, Omega Laron, Rebellious Uno, new this year, Ceres
Serinde.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never could get that one right. Sarah Serinde, The Ocean Who Subbed, and Valkyrie Lemons. Thank you all so much for everything you do. I appreciate it. I know Chad appreciates it, and everybody here
We were on the main
appreciates
page
it.
of Twitch multiple times throughout the
Yeah.
stream, and our chat room was usable.
Yeah. Extremely usable.
Yeah.
Things were shut down almost immediately, as they are every year. And now, the team that had to do all kinds of scrambling this year to deal with YouTube limits. Our video strike team, who, as soon as we found out that we could only upload a limited number of YouTube videos this year, came up with a whole bunch of different methods of uploading.
They worked out a system.
A system was in place. Toot sweet. Yeah, and I'm just gonna run through all of their names because there's a lot of them too. Rukdok, Elemental Alchemist, Lady Sephiroth, Tyrannic Moron, Kate. It is Katiri. Woken Click, Amative One, Sokar, Caleb, Thinks Too Much, Trusher, Dicey, Betsy, ugh, Sunlight, which makes me smile every time I read your name. Jay, or Jace Greywool, who also does GIFs as well as Can't Wear Hats, who I mentioned earlier. They've been gifting up a storm this year. Lord Zarano, Bill the Cat, Telnair, Kid Roar, Busted, Noi2222, who has also been doing our what's the word I'm looking for? The things in the morning.
Game shows.
Game shows.
We already have stuff.
Thank you, James. Which have been amazing.
Thank you.
Sense Amidst, Pterodactyl, Sector 88, Mark Burge, Lunic 1, Ekim, Arconic Energy, Jills, Hubking, Two Steps, Bubba 0077, Zillarico, Admiral Matt, Master Gunner, Reptile, Brainstew, Jalen Beatty, The Moat Man, Anubis 169, Dave Random, Steam Castle, and Faili. There are a lot of them because they are always around.
That team, yeah, wow.
Always. And the amount of detail they go into is incredible. You should see their spreadsheets.
That team really expanded since we set it up originally.
Yeah.
And also, just personally, thanks to Sokar for because I've been communicating directly for a couple things, for like just keeping me up to speed on it. So
Thank you, Sokar. I have dealt with Sokar a little bit this year as well.
Yeah, runs
directly.
the Twitter account.
Yeah, has been great. So that's all of our offsite / people who visited briefly. Thank you, Dix and Ocean, who subbed. Lindsay for stopping by briefly. That was very nice to see you. I see the other person I need to thank standing in the other room. So yeah, he should get in here. Put down your drink.
Or bring it
Bring it
there.
with you.
I'll bring it with you.
Are we still doing
Yeah. I don't need my laptop anymore. Fugi,
Who's this guy?
creator, who has done incredible work with the overlay this year. All of the new stuff you've been seeing with the overlay. This shift total right here, that's it. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. That seems like something you'd do.
Thanks for that.
Yeah.
Actually, thanks for that, though.
Yeah. Fugi has been doing a whole bunch of stuff with
Did I
the
sound sarcastic?
a whole bunch of stuff with the overlay this year as well as all of his regular stuff with the back end, which is super helpful to me while I am doing all of the tech related stuff in the back end and getting all the servers set up during the year. I can send stuff to Fugi and it just gets done. Also, Andrew Ferguson, our photographer, who is...
Hi.
Oh, he's right behind there.
I'm behind you.
Stand up. Andrew has also been helping me with coding stuff this year, which has been invaluable and kept me sane. My boys!
Yeah!
Bring it in, my boys! Yeah! That's the stuff. But yeah, I work with you all the time.
Yeah.
It's always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Yeah, both of you are like super solid, and it's really nice to have people that you can just depend on. So yeah, thanks guys.
You're welcome.
It's been awesome.
Yeah.
Who's next?
I am.
Thank you everybody. It's been a pleasure to be in front of you this year.
Yay, Ashton!
Yay! Thank you, Ashton.
Oh, whoops.
Okay, I also have a lot of people to thank this year. I took on a new role, and everybody was super supportive. And sorry, Ben, I love you, and you.
You just gotta talk into the mic.
I know. I was trying to be funny. Okay. Yes. So this year I stepped into a new role when Tally decided to step away. It was overwhelming and terrifying, and this community that she created made it a lot easier for me. If I say your name wrong or pronounce it wrong, I'm so sorry. But let's get started. So the craft along this year, we have R10 Pez 10, Half Ring Circus, Ben Novello, Dal M for Mara, Nathan Yussi, Michelle Cupers, Octochan, Shiny Crochet, Blue Lotus Designs, Lauren Colbeck, David Ferguson, Chiming Fish, Maury Nico, Kyle Gratton, Rin and Remy, Thomas Coe, Jen P, Sarah Lewitt, the Cookie Brigade, Michelle Wilson, Tom Walters, King Kyle, Orion Drake, Takak Tech,
What a name.
Now I'm panicking. Clepoth the Clockbreaker, Lindsay Peltz, Scarves by Celia, Tanya Ritter, Gregory McIntyre, Glass Half Full Stained Glass, Caitlin and Lisa Rail, Mallory Richard, Maxwell Albritton, Blaine, also known as Brain Stew, Jack Miller, Fail Squared. As soon as I said that. Flail Squared. David War, Hats Wear Cats, Crafts by Kruger, Digital Seahorse, Asta Sarah Overall, Eric Johnson, Courtney Stone, Michael Boyd, Scott, Just Scott, Dilettante, Gerald Gal, Northern Redsmith, Anna Saren's Shade, Elizabeth Simon, Kiwi Kelly, Carolyn G, Shala Kitty, Stephanie and PJ Martin, Rocky Mountain Cookies, Just Whatever _ I don't know, Mirrored Line Props, Lillian Quinn, and Emily Jarrett. Those are all of our wonderful crafters this year. I would love for you all to go and visit their Twitter, their websites, their Ravelry accounts, their Etsy accounts. They are all incredibly talented people that I wish I could even do a fraction of what they can do. We also had other donators. We had Andrew Sherman, The Raging Terror, Lucia Stoli, Ken and Joan Stacy. I can't even begin to talk about the two of you. Andrew Ferguson, Mike Lunsford, Tim Redford, James Turner until Daddy Turner pays him. Mikey Newman, Phil Plate, Mooey Abbey, and Penn Gillette.
Yeah.
As for and Emily was our craft along coordinator. She helped approve all these crafts. She processed everything and passed it along to me. Thank you so much, Emily, for doing all that work. As for our corporate sponsors, we have Wormwood Gaming, MomoCon, Card Kingdom, Extra Credits, Legacy Books Press, Channel Fireball, of course, Loading Ready Run, Jagasilk, Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say how much their lots raised. Is that something I can do?
Oh, go for it.
$109,000.
That's gonna make Trick happy.
26 lots, $109,000.
Going like magic.
Gearbox Software, Cards Against Humanity, Friendshipping with Jen and Trin, Take This, Engage, Mox Boarding House, Penny Arcade, and then Eric from Child's Play. Jordan. Oh my god. Seriously, this year wouldn't have happened. Woo. Wouldn't have happened without you. You kept me sane, and you did so much work. He was our corporate craft or prize liaison, and I know you lost sleep over this, and thank you for everything you did. Joe is still shipping in the bag.
Hi, Joe.
She is packaging. She's been working her butt off. because the team of shipping was myself and Joe. So when I was not here, she was back there working so hard. She comes in every year, she works tirelessly, and I can't thank her enough. I also want to again thank Emily and Tam for working on our corporate write-ups. I do not have a way with words, clearly, like you two did, and we're able to write up those descriptions so quickly so that I can get them up. Ashton. Yes! Emily, thank you so much. I'll be back. Okay. Ashton, I'm sure I wasn't always the easiest. I know I panicked. I thought I was doing things wrong. Thank you for just being so nice and letting me get through it all and being so supportive. I think that's everything. If I forgot somebody, I'm so incredibly sorry. Just thank you for making this year really special for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashley. Thank you,
I don't know who's next.
I think that's me.
Yeah. Well, yeah, me but not me.
Yes.
I don't know if this is scanning.
Hold on.
You should take the mic.
Oh, right, we have this.
Ash is watching.
I don't know if this is scanning, but this is Ash's rad hoodie, and I am definitely Ash, and absolutely not Jordan.
Turn around, Jordan. I mean, not Jordan. Totally not Jordan.
Totally not Jordan. Ash, unfortunately, is ill and couldn't be here as our communications lead.
We love you, Ash.
Ash,
we wish you were here. We're glad you're not.
you stepped into a heck of a role and killed it, and pulled a lot of. This is not your email, so you pulled a lot of crazy shifts when we had a lot of people down ill in the first couple days, and you held the team together. So thank you so much, Ash.
Yeah, Ash.
Now for me to be Ash. My team is large, so can I get all the new folks? That would be John, Steph, Julie, Matt, and Blake. I believe Julie is not here, unfortunately, due to illness.
Oh no.
No. People keep getting sick on our team. So, first of all, I would like to recognize John, Steph, not here, Julie, Blake, and Matt. They are brand new to the comms team this year, and they did absolutely amazing. Matt, Julie, and Blake have made the transition to comms flawlessly from previous roles, and could not be happier to have had them on my team. Like I said, pretend I'm Ash. As for John and Steph, this was their first time on the crew at Desert Bus, and I hope we haven't emotionally scarred them too much. As I'd very much like them to return and help us in future years. Thank you all. You're awesome. And you all took so many extra shifts when we had people down, and you're great.
Yay.
Now, we have to make some room because this team is massive.
And thanks to the people who got sick for not coming in when you were sick.
Yes!
Yes!
Thank you!
I'm glad you got better.
Yes.
Yes.
Now can I get the rest of the team, which should be Kate, Tim, and Kelly, and Dan, come on up as well, because you are a whole separate paragraph.
Wee, separate paragraph.
So, Kate, Tim, Kelly, and Jordan, who for some reason has chosen not to show up, are the returning veterans to the comms team this year.
Responsible.
What's the deal with that guy?
He's kind of a bus.
Disagree! Disagree!
Hard disagree.
Hard disagree.
Well, I lost that. They're the returning veterans to the comms team this year, and they definitely had their work cut out for them. Not only did they have to do their own jobs, but they also had the patience to help train and assist the rest who are new to the job. Social media and blogging are an essential part of Desert Bus before and during the event, and I do believe we did our job to the absolute best of our abilities. The comms team put a whole bunch of time into making all kinds of prize descriptions and sponsor thank yous and pre-writing blog posts so that we could have the smoothest run we could. And I think even being down 2 people at the beginning and 2 people at the end, we had a very smooth run. And that was real nice.
Nice.
The comms team was mostly new volunteers this year, and like I said, almost half of them got sick during the run, so thank goodness we had the numbers to go through the end. And I can't believe you're making me say this. You did the thing! Yay! And Dan. I would also like to mention Dan Wu, who stepped into the PR role at the 11th hour this year, and has done a spectacular job of keeping in touch with media and bringing in local TV to advertise the wonderful work everyone has done. Thank you so much, Dan.
Woo!
Yay! This one's gonna be the weirdest. On a personal note, remember, Ash, not Jeej.
Do you want me to read it to you? Hold that.
Wait, does that mean you're Ash?
No, this is just Ash saying.
Oh, I thought it was
No,
directed to
not
you.
to me.
I was like,
No.
I can read it to you if you want.
On a personal note, I may have switched from site manager to comms this year, but once again, I've had the fortune to have a group of people working with me who sacrifice their time, their sleep schedules, and their sanity to help keep the event running and do the hard work that Desert Bus demands. Not only that, but they have done that work with a sense of positivity and humor that is so needed to make it through 7 straight days of fundraising. Comms team, I have said these words before, but I don't think I've ever meant them as much as I do now. We could not have done this without you. You are far too good at your jobs that you have any right to be. In fact, first of all, how dare you? And second of all, what gives you the right? Thank you, Ash. A wordsmith even when ill. We hope you get better soon and we can see you later on this weekend.
I also think I just want to say a quick word that Ash, you were an incredible team lead this year. Thank you so much for everything that you did for us. We really hope to see you again in comms, but we hope you get better very, very much.
Woo!
That's all I got.
Woo.
I don't know who's next. Thank you, comms.
And Lily. Yes.
Lily, get in here.
Hey, Lily.
Hey, Lily!
Hi.
Engineering, can you send Lily to the stage, please?
Alright.
So, hello everybody. We are Matt and Lily. Unfortunately, Liz couldn't be with us here, but we are the team that wrangles all of the guests, the call-ins, people visiting live. We get that all sorted out, schedule them in, make sure that people around the office know that they are coming or calling or what have you. And so we have a bunch of thank yous that we would like to issue to both to our guests, both live and over the internet. So first off, we would like to thank
Me? Okay, I guess I'm first. Just extra credits team, for my own safety. James Portnow, thank you for calling in. Soraya, I just want to thank you for hooking us up with that extra credits lot. And Carrie for hanging out here.
Yay.
and thank you to Aaron Forsyth for your call.
And Lee Sharp and Mia for coming in and hanging out.
Also, Dix and Lindsay for stopping by and visiting.
And Gary Witta for giving us a nice, fun Star Wars call-in.
Also, Phil Plate for his call. That was fascinating science and so much fun.
Jen and Trin for their fun, call-in for friendship advice and whatnot.
Justin, Travis, and Griffin McElroy for their call. They're always a delight to have.
Good boys. Such good boys. Where am I? Ken, Stacy, and John Stacy for that amazing lot and just hanging out and being phenomenally, fantastically entertaining in the meantime.
Mikey Newman. His calls are always entertaining, and he did not disappoint this year.
Double clicks for...
He poured blood all over his shirt.
the boy poured blood.
Fake
It was fake blood.
Fake blood.
As far as we know.
Look,
To the best of our knowledge.
To the best of our knowledge.
Desert by South was popping off this year.
It was.
Yeah.
It was
Next
off
year I'm
the
going
chain.
down there.
Yeah,
I
seriously.
watch some VST.
Double clicks for giving us a good time.
And being able
call-in.
to perform while in two
Yeah.
different cities.
Yeah.
Being able to call in, or being able to play on a three-way Skype call. That is not an easy
That
thing
was
to do.
amazing.
Also, Ben Swallow and Molly Lewis.
Yeah.
Miss you.
You guys are
Miss you.
great friends,
Happy
and
Thanksgiving, though.
we missed that you weren't able to make it this year. So
Right,
we
yeah.
hope you
Yeah.
get to come up
Molly's
next year.
birthday.
Happy birthday, Molly.
Oh, happy birthday, Molly! Right.
Birthday, Molly!
Happy birthday.
Carla Oliver from calling in from the, which hospital is it?
From
Colorado Children's Hospital, thank you.
And
Also telling us what, we do for her, so, yeah.
also Penn and Teller. Penn for gracing us with his call, and Teller for supporting us through the lot that they provided.
And Eric for coming in from Child's Play and actually hanging out.
Yay!
And telling us how to get those tax receipts.
Also,
Just email them.
Just email them,
Just
it made
email
it
them
so
and they give it to
easy.
you.
As it turns out.
also Chris Straub for his calling.
Oh, that did happen.
Yes, that did happen.
All right. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
In a roundabout way.
And Darren Talley for being our last call-in, and it's always good seeing them, and I'm glad they were able to be a part of Desert Bus in some way, whether it be from afar. So, yeah, it was really great seeing them.
And Jerry
Jerry
Holkins,
Giving us
who
his
I
brain.
did have on my list, but
That's it.
apparently got dropped when I split the list between the two of us. So thank you for your call in, Jerry. We really appreciate it. I did include you in the list the first time.
He did. I double checked it.
James can vouch for the fact that I did it.
Oh,
and Kara, of course. Yes, Kara was here. What?
No,
Oh,
here.
yeah,
You do your thing.
And Kara was here for a bit and was hanging out and helping out. So yeah, always good to have her around. I'm bummed that she was not here for the full time. Much like most people.
So the final 2 thank yous that I'd like to issue are to Lily and to Liz, who, as I said, unfortunately wasn't able to be with us for the whole run. You guys make this job a lot easier than it would otherwise be. You both do great work. We couldn't do this without you. And so,
And Matt
thank
goes
you.
to Disneyland.
I know. Well, I mean, exactly. We definitely couldn't have done it without you this year because I wasn't here. But you both, make doing this job so much fun, and you're both awesome. So, hugs to Liz. Hugs to you.
Oh, and a thank you to Matt. Because Matt also helped with this stuff. It wasn't just me and Liz.
I helped.
Yes. Matt sent out emails and then went to Disneyland.
Yes. That's about right. Anyhow,
Matt was responsible and sent off the emails to me before he went to Disneyland.
He ran a 10K and then
He ran a 10K in combat boots.
a half marathon.
Half marathon?
A 10K and then a half marathon.
Okay, even more.
30K altogether.
Whatever.
That's a lot of Ks.
Monster.
Dang.
All right.
I attended Desert Bus.
I'm up.
Who's up next?
Andrew.
That's me.
Andrew.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, Andrew.
I have a bit of a weird miscellaneous list here.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Because I guess I've never officially been up here in this capacity before. So first of all, I want to thank the entire crew and organizing committee that you see before you for letting me join the crew and help out this year. It has been an amazing experience, and I've really enjoyed it. Both in prep, being part of Alpha Flight, having a driving shift, it's been unbelievable to be both over there and over here. Real quick for my driver shift, I'd love to thank my partners Sarah and Sandra. I really appreciate you both coming out, especially staying up all night with me with my driving shift. That was amazing. Ruby Slicker and Dakota Ring, my friends who came and visited. Huge thank you to Jason Chinook for helping me with that, making that entire, note perfect SNL intro based on a very vague set of requirements. Graham Stark for being my live SNL announcer.
You're very welcome.
Yes. Johnny in engineering for being willing to let me pull off something that mad. Everybody who worked on that, thank you so much. All of the performers who were part of my driving shift, and of course, because I've seen their name in chat a few times, Buchan for being willing to come and join us for this, and also donating some money there at the end as well as part of it.
Amazing. Can we have them back next year?
Yes, please.
For sure.
Please.
I can make that happen.
Yeah.
In a slightly different role, as you may have noticed that I've been up here a little bit more, this is the first year that I have had an assistant.
Yay.
Colin, can I get you to come out here in a minute?
Colin with a K.
Colin with a K. You have seen Colin's work all week. I have been incredibly impressed with him. You have probably noticed that I have not given you much direction since the first day, because I went through everything that you posted, even the stuff that you chose not to post and everything. It was just oh, okay, perfect. I apparently just hired the perfect person for this role, and I don't need to do anything. So thank you so much for your help all this week. It's been incredible to work with you, and hopefully I'll be able to have you back sometime. Hug?
Yay.
Selfie. Very
Gets
good.
the selfie first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the one other capacity that I have here is the random dance party button, which has been bringing, it brings me joy for months as I prep, but it's been bringing us joy all week. I just want to shout out to Ekim on the VST for helping me with the scripts that cut everything. Katie Ree on the VST, who cuts the videos that I get to watch later so I get to see how everybody reacts to all of my terrible trolls. Kathleen for being our sort of honorific chairman. You helped out with the final dance party and you gave advice when we asked you. Anyone either in this room or on the VST or anything who's sent me a suggestion, all of those are amazing. I love those. I want to shout out to Ian Horner for the hardware that the button runs on, to Coriander Dickinson for the software that the button runs on, because without those two, it would not do anything. And then if I could get my...
We are all laughing about how good that video was, right?
It's definitely not the music cue that my dance boy Ben threw up there. Ben, can I get you to come to the stage, please, and bring Jordan with you?
Jordan, no, I don't think you can. No,
Ash, can you get me Jordan?
Yeah.
Out of nowhere, Jordan.
Yeah.
What's up?
No, it's still totally not Jordan.
Hi, they can't see that.
And then just a huge thank you to, as he slowly makes his way to the stage, my buddy Jordan and my buddy Ben, my dance boys. Without these two, the random dance party button would not be possible. We would not be able to give you those sick beats. And I know not all teams are doing it, but if it's not too much of a tonal shift, I wouldn't mind doing a quick dance, the three of us. Would that be all right?
Yeah. Sarah, do you want to bring down the audio computer fader?
I want to give the button one more chance to troll us all.
Please.
So I'm gonna hand this off.
Here we go.
Come on.
All together, friends.
All together.
Come on.
Yeah! Oh my God! Yes! Oh wow!
Wow! You deserve this.
Oh my God!
I can't believe it did that.
So this is a goof that we thought of like on our last call because we got somebody submitted like the 10-minute version of this and we're just like, no, it should like fade out and then come right back in and then fade out.
So Ben cut it together himself and did all the editing.
And I'm like that. I think that was true random. As far as I know, nobody set that up.
There's still like 70 songs in the list.
Wow. Thumbs up from Corey, who's the only person I know who could do that was random.
So thank you all. Thank you to anyone that I may have forgotten. This is an incredible experience, and I'm so happy right now.
Andrew, there's a member of Bachama Sean in the chat right now. They want to thank you for
Are
being
you
a part of
kidding
this
me?
amazing project. Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much, Buchan.
Come back next year.
Please come back next year. I got your donation in, I swear.
I saw it.
Yeah.
We'll turn the air conditioning on more.
Yes.
You guys looked really warm.
And now
about as good as it gets.
We'll bring it back down a little. Who's up next year?
I think that's me.
Oh, excellent, Johnny.
Johnny.
So this was an exceptionally easy year for some aspects and a complex, difficult year for others. But one of the things, like,
tell me about interlacing.
how about progressive scan and 30 versus 60 hertz? Yeah, it was. We have never had more hardware problems running up to a run than this, and because of that, we didn't get to do the kind of normal playing around and setting up a lot of the software stuff. But the thing that I was worried about going in, which sounds, I don't know. I was worried because we lost half of our team.
Yeah.
We had three. we had three brand new people this year, and it was not a problem at all. All the new people were amazing, and I'll talk about each one of them again. But I just want to thank Loading Ready Run for not only the use of this location and their expertise, but also all of their gear, that we could not do this without them, and all of their fans that gave them the money that allowed them to do that. I also want to thank Vancouver Island University, who was my employer, who gave us some gear that we use as well, including 2 cameras that I had to run to Nanaimo like 2 days before we were about to start to go up and grab and bring back down again.
but most specifically, I want to thank my team. I want to thank my returning members, Coriander Dickinson and Sarah and Ben. I know you guys, Ben, you were already over here, but I'm going to make you come back over again.
If they leave engineering, what happens in there?
Fires.
Fires, most of with that.
Whoa, see?
I refuse to leave now.
Just cut to NASA camp. They'll be
Everyone else go.
Okay, I'll hug you guys later. But Corey, your sense of humor and your timing and your facial expressions. You are an amazing part of this team. Also, your coding ability. A lot of people might not know this, but Corey was also working her regular full-time job while she was doing Desert Bus.
Whoa.
And it was amazing. Ben, this is your third year, right, Ben? Yeah. Because Corey's been. I think this is Corey's 5th year, right? 7th?
She started with shipping.
You've been here for 7 years, but I think this is. I think you've done 4 years on Tech, or is it 5?
I don't remember.
Anyway, it's been a lot. Ben, I think, like, despite the fact that you're amazing on camera, I think that you bring such a great character to the engineering. James, the day before we were about to set up, was like, this moving into another room with you guys, maybe we shouldn't do that. And we had a good chat about it, and I think it was I think it worked out really good.
Yeah.
I think it had like great comedy aspects, and I think that it had a lot of communication stuff that worked really great. And Ben, you were awesome in that, of just kind of jumping into stuff and doing amazing stuff. Sarah, you are absolutely amazing again this year. You're putting together schedules for us so we know what was coming up. You're helping everyone with their intros. You did a great job. Thank you so much. I also want to thank new members of the team. Joe, who is a returning volunteer, but new role of joining this. Joe,
So sassy.
you are so sassy.
Oh my God, sassy
You are
ISO.
so sassy.
He's not allowed to be on ISO next year.
I want to give him control of the
Only allowed to be on ISO.
subtitle bar.
Yeah. No, Joe, you did absolutely a stellar job. You might not know this about Joe, but he's also a coder, and he's going to work with us throughout the year to help make everything better in the background as well. Joe, you did great in this role, and I'm so happy that you came into this. You knew what you were getting into with Desert Bus, and despite that, you still decided you wanted to be on the broadcast team, and thank you very much for that. I want to also thank Sean, who can't be here right now. It was Sean's also first year as a volunteer and first year on engineering, and he did a great job. Unfortunately, he's got a health thing right now, and hopefully you're going to get better soon, Sean. Look after yourself, and hopefully we'll see you at the party. You did a great job, Sean. And lastly on my team, I want to thank Map, who flew in all the way from Berlin, Germany. Definitely the person who traveled the farthest for Desert Bus. Sure, a ton of.
Proudly displaying his number 7.
It's winning. So, if you don't know, that we won trivia the most out of all the teams, and one of our prizes was just some junk that Emily bought on orders of Kathleen at the dollar store, and Joe decided to make some necklaces, and Matt made a necklace out of his 7. I've made one out of my shot glass.
I got a magnifying one.
Yep. And Corey got
space shot glass.
Map, you've been a rock this year. You learned things so quickly. You were so happy to jump in and help at any moment. Really appreciate all that you did. I'm really thankful. All of the new people did such a great job, and I'm so happy and thankful for everyone. Just before I'm just gonna come in there and hug them in a second. But before I give the microphone next, I also want to make special thanks to Fugi and Ashton. Fugi did a ton of stuff as he did last year. He jumped on and made a whole bunch of code updates and worked with Corey, and it was great. I want to thank Ian for his continual expertise and assistance, even though he's got a full-time gig outside of supporting Desert Bus in general and being on camera and being funny and doing all sorts of amazing things, making the button. He's also just helpful with all of our tech stuff and is great. I also want to thank Paul, who does an amazing amount of work for us as well throughout the year and specifically when we start up the run. And all the rest of Loading Ready Run and Graham and everyone else that gave me input. Ben, of course, did all this lighting stuff and sound and everyone went out of their way to make sure that engineering could do the job that we do. And thank you everyone so much that supported us and made it so that this job wasn't as... This was the easiest, I think, of running engineering we've ever had. It might not have been the easiest to set up, but I think it was the easiest to run. And thank you all to everyone that did that. Thank you so much. This after me.
Sure. I'll give you a second on the room.
Engineering, can we get NASA cam, please?
Yeah.
NASA cam.
You have an incoming hug beast. He's running.
I'll let you off running this one time, Johnny.
Ben's like, I can't leave the soundboard.
Yeah. Boy's dedication.
Bear, 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 bear.
Nobody can cut back though.
Okay, stop hugging and cut back.
Stop.
Yeah.
Surge.
Hey, Surge.
Hi, everybody. How's it going?
Not bad. How are you?
Good. I wear a couple different hats, so I'm going to...
So the rest of us. Have you seen the show?
Yeah, fair enough. So I'm going to start off with my other things and then spend a bunch of time thanking all the site volunteers. So first off, I want to thank our food sponsors. These are all local Victoria businesses. If you ever find yourself in town and you want to check out a rad place, go to any or all of these places. You will not be disappointed. I want to thank Cenote. I want to thank the Cocina Pequena. I want to thank Drum Roaster Coffee for coming in last minute and saving us when our coffee machine went down. I want to thank Fernwood Coffee for giving us a coffee machine to start with.
Yeah.
And you've been wonderful throughout all the years. Thank you so much. I want to thank Jagged Silk not only for the tea and the kombucha, but for coming in and showing us matcha and your passion for everything tea related. I want to thank the Joint Pizzeria. I want to thank the Victoria Pie Company and 6 Mile Pub. I have a number of fans who have sent us some amazing food things, and I want to thank them. First off, to the entire burger squad. That was incredible when you just rained burgers down upon us. I want to thank Kelsey from Rocky Mountain Cookies for the cookies we got to eat. I want to thank Defrost for the cakes we're going to have at the after party. Thor and Segway for the tea party, and Katrina Keller for the fruit, veggie, meat platters and everything as always. And some general thank yous. I want to do a huge thank you to Taryn at Truffles Catering for putting together everything you did for feeding our volunteers, all the food they did. You did a great job of putting together an impossible thing of feeding 50 people 3 meals a day around the clock and taking into account all of our crazy allergies and stuff like that. And thank you to Child's Play for picking up the bill for the catering this year. It was amazing. We could not do this event without catered food.
Thank you.
Yep.
I want to thank Kirsten for taking care of our battered and bruised bodies. So thank you so much, Kirsten. I want to thank Refuse for picking up our garbage and recycling. It's not glamorous, but we can't function if we don't have a proper way to dispose of stuff. So thank you so much, Refuse, for doing that for us. And thank you to Fort Tectoria, who is going to be picking up our venue for the after party as a donation as well, which is a huge move. That was the venue we had in Desert Bus 9, I believe. Desert Bus 8. So thank you so much, Fort Tectoria, for continuing that relationship with us. All right, I'd like to bring out all of the site volunteers now. Site volunteers, could you please take the stage?
Get you here.
Site volunteer.
So, I might be missing. It looks like I might only be missing one human. All right, so everybody, I want you to take a second and look at all these people. You might not get a chance to see them on camera all that often, but these are the people that hold Desert Bus together. Honestly, these are the people who do everything behind the scenes to keep this moving smoothly. It's a little unglamorous jobs. Like, you never notice when your garbage is empty, but God, you notice if it's full. And this team worked together around the clock to take care of everything for us. So I want to thank Rec and Andre, who are the supervisors this year. They're responsible for communicating stuff around and making sure that everything got ordered if there's any issues. And then in order of shifts, Paxton, who wasn't here, Colin, Kim, Brett, Erica, Logan, and Emily. Emily had the extra special job of filling stuff out. Early in the run, I hurt myself and I wasn't able to do as much as I want to do, and it was driving me crazy.
and they forced me to delegate, and they took care of everything, and I'm so lucky to have such an amazing team. So thank you so much to all the site volunteers.
Thank you.
Also, thank you to Brett for joining super last minute and being able to fill in and be flexible.
Thank you, Brett. My pleasure. Hey, Brett.
All right. Thanks, team.
I'm slowly making me thirsty.
Who is next? Oh, Kathleen.
I'll be short though. I am the Desert Bus volunteer coordinator. So if you want to volunteer at Desert Bus, chances are I will be talking to you at some point. I mean, I basically, this year was tough. This year we had a little bit of a changeover in the organizing committee because we had people going, and then, you know, we had some people who dropped out at the last second due to getting new jobs and stuff like that, and like, good for them, hooray, but also like, okay, now we have new people to take over the portfolios, and we have to move other people up and change the organization around, and then plus we had a bunch of new volunteers coming in. And it's always very stressful when you're a new volunteer at Desert Bus because at this point there's like 10 years of history and there's the memes and and just like we have a certain way of working, and like when, you know, it's almost like you're speed dating. You've got to like talk to people and figure out like everybody's qualified to do, like so many people are qualified to do the jobs that we have. Overqualified usually. But at the same time, you know, it's, you know, you gotta like, are we gonna like spending time with you? Are you gonna like spending time with us? Are you okay with being in a damp and smelly environment for hours at a time? Like, this is, it's always such a privilege to work with people who are so excited to be here and who want to pay to come to Victoria at their own expense to do this event for a week, where literally the only thing we give them is like, you get to be at Desert Bus and you get free meals when you're on shift, but not when you're not on shift. Don't eat our food off shift, right? Like, you know, and thank you everybody for getting your flu shots ahead of time, and thank you everybody for obeying our don't come here if you're sick. Nobody, like, yes, there's people going out with sickness, but it's not nearly as bad as last year. And I just think it's really, I just thank you to all of our new volunteers, and thank you to everybody who helped out with everything. So yeah, if you want to volunteer, it's volunteer@desertbus.org.
Don't expect a reply anytime soon.
Yeah, here's what I do. Here's the process, because I always get asked about this. I take your email. Unless you have a very particular set of skills that I know I need to look for, I will probably go, yes, and I will log it.
Unless you're literally Liam Neeson.
I put tags on it, but I'm not going to send you a response because I don't want to get anybody's hopes up. Because, like, yeah, we had a lot of changeover this year, and we promoted people into new positions, but there's not, like, out of, like, 40 to 50 volunteers, we only have a few drop out every year. So, statistically, there's not going to be an opening that works for you, and so some people I know that, like, Steph, who's one of our new volunteers, has probably emailed me, like, 4 times, saying, I am available and I'd love to volunteer at Desert Bus, but we didn't have any openings that would fit her until this year. Right, and I know Joe Trollo, who's on broadcast now, same way. Like, asked, like, 2 or 3 times, and I was like, yeah, I'll let you know if anything comes up. So, if you do want to volunteer at Desert Bus, you can email volunteer@desertbus.org, and I will see it, I will remember it. The chances are it is not going to happen, but I also just want to say that also could happen. You never know, and we'd love to have you here, and I think it's great, and thank you so much to our volunteers. That's it.
Yay!
Oh, I guess I'm already... Ben, which microphone would you prefer that I use?
That one looks like it's about to die, so maybe you have the one you're...
Whichever one you want to use, buddy.
The
Sweet.
handheld mic is about to, looks like it's red. And
Take
almost
that away.
Alright.
Wait, let me turn it off.
Wait.
No.
Wait.
It's almost
Wait.
Check with it.
Can I turn it off?
Yeah.
I don't have a department exactly, so I mean, thanks everybody for a start. There's some specific people who are sort of don't really fit into a lot of the other categories. A big one this year is Max, actually. Max is here.
Max, get in here!
You're a shot if you could come and say hi. Because you barely got to be on camera at all. This is Max, formerly site volunteer. This is like your 4th year with Desert Bus?
Yep, this is my 4th year.
Yep.
First year doing this stage run thing.
And yeah, we introduced this brand new position that we're definitely going to be repeating, which was to, as I described it during the run, to take some mental load off of the off of the co-pilot, and it worked phenomenally, particularly because Max was terrific at it.
Oh.
So thank you, Max. Really appreciate it. Being a point of communication and a filter between everyone inside and out of the moon base. So thank you so much for that. I want to thank Mangle Pixel for the last minute work on Kathleen's driver intro when I was like, hey, can you do this like now? Oh yeah, right. Want to thank Mike Lunsford for doing the poster up until his hand almost fell off and his tablet stopped working. So thank you, Mike. Thanks to Nathan, Lydia, and Jeff at merch at PMC, the merch for handling that. Thanks to Charlie and Reed at Fangamer for handling the admin for the Fangamer shirts. Thanks John at Fangamer for the wonderful design, as always. It's really, really great. I want to thank Heather for running around and doing all the behind the scenes footage that you'll see at some point whenever Ben regains consciousness. And thanks to all of the site volunteers that helped us turn the moon base into Desert Bus, and that will tomorrow be helping us turn the Desert Bus back into the moon base in a way that functionally works. Ben forgot. Ben, you want to know how long the rough cut is?
No, don't tell him.
Lay it on me, buddy.
There's like 6 hours of footage.
Oh, no, there's more than that. No,
That's more than the moving one.
There's actually closer to 9 right now. I
What?
got it uploaded today, and there's some more clips coming.
We're gonna need a
So
tight
it's more
sheet.
than that.
She's been trimming. Don't worry.
I took 2 hours out.
Up 12.
Heather, I love you.
So don't. What I'm saying is, don't expect that soon, and don't pester Ben about it. Not that you would, but don't. I know that we've already thanked them in different capacities, but thanks again to Ken and Joan to having them in. Thanks to because I mentioned it on stream earlier, but thanks to Teller, who is catering the after party, which is amazing.
He loves feeding us.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that was the email. It was like, hey, can I do the traditional buy you a meal? And I was like, well, we kind of have that covered, but we don't really have a plan for the after party. And he's like, I would love to do that. So there we are. Ben, thanks. I hate this, Ulmer. Have we, as a whole, missed anybody?
Oh, actually, speaking of the after party, thank you to Viatech.
Oh, right, yes.
Viatech is actually, you'll recognize the name Tectoria. They were the host of Desert Bus 8 many moons ago. It's actually where we had our party last year, and it is again where we're having our party this year. And they are providing the space free of charge because they are awesome. So thank you to Viatech. I really appreciate it. What's up? And thank you to Robert for the keg at the after party.
Yeah.
Congratulations on once again winning that loss.
Did you really? Oh, that's great.
Excellent. Yeah, multiple times now.
Yep. Yeah. Alex wanted to say something. Oh god.
We just passed Desert Bus 8's total.
Yay!
Wow.
Hey everyone, how's it
Can't
going?
walk too far. Careful.
This might actually work out well. So, don't worry. There's no way I'm ever going to come as close to what I did last year. But I did throw some garbage together. I'm gonna try real hard to get through this again. I don't think. Well, anyway. I want to say a few short words about teamwork, because that's what Desert Bus is, a team. And I'm not just talking about the crew. It's us, it's the volunteers, it's Child's Play, PA, Twitch, the hospitals, and very, very important, it's you. Every single person who tunes into Desert Bus is part of this mission of fun and mercy, and each of you is important. A single drop of water may not seem like much, but put enough of them together and you get a pond, or a lake, or an ocean. And each of those vast expanses needs every one of those droplets to be what they are. So to each and every one of you, I want to say this. You matter. You help. Whether you donate or not, whether you lurk or chat, whether you watched a few minutes or as much as you could, you've chosen to become part of this. You've joined a community that has achieved incredible, unbelievable things. You may not feel like it, but you have a share in those incredible things. You help make them happen. There is power in numbers, and when you count yourself among those numbers grow. Your voice, which may seem very quiet indeed, can become part of a roar that shapes the world. You chose to help sick children. You can choose to help others as well. When this desert bus draws to a close, remember what you helped make possible. Remember, and become the pieces of the puzzle that solves all our troubles. Thank you.
I'm so scared.
Ben, I would never do that to you. Never, ever in a million years.
I'm full of feels right now. Don't take my hearing away.
I'm full of feels right now, but I swear to God it'll come in there. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you.
And he hates being thanked, but thank you, James.
Yay! Wait, no, that's me!
I got him! Get him! Get down, Mr. James!
Careful
being
for the laptop.
busted.
I'm kind of in a weird
Thank you,
position where it
James.
looks like I'm about to poop.
Funnily enough, I am about to poop.
Ah, hey! Hey, let's all get in here and crash this bus.
Get in here,
No,
everybody.
hold on.
Sorry?
We still have to pull the mystery box.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Give me space to
Hold
work.
up before we get too crazy.
Everyone give Asher room. Give him room.
Do we need to show it again or just pull a name?
No, just pull a name.
Hey, Ashley, don't forget to put the button in it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, well, we're good.
It'll be there.
Yeah.
Do you want to press the button?
Can I press the button?
It's an actual physical button. Just
Is
hit
it?
the F5 one over there.
F5? This one?
That one. Now hit it again.
Don't give one.
And one more time. Okay.
Please, no, don't say it. Don't you say it.
Please, no.
No donor accounts.
No!
Are you freaking
Wait.
kidding me?
Is it actually?
I'm so sorry.
You did this.
I'm so sorry.
Wow. I was secretly hoping it was me.
Congratulations, no donor accounts.
If your email address ends in Bojan as livehigh.no, please. Okay.
Donor account.
We'll email you.
We'll email you, but if your email ends in ten@lifi.no, there's a bunch of stuff before that. Whatever.
Alex is dying.
Okay, now everybody can come in.
Everybody get in here!
Volunteers to the stage!
This went over here and literally did a spit take.
I'm not hitting that button ever again.
Yeah.
Before we start, are we going out on the right or the left?
Left last year,
We always left.
I'm a big fan of just stalling it in the middle of the road.
Oh,
But that takes a while, I think.
It
Is everyone
does.
in?
I'm weak.
It takes a while, but you can really see it coming.
Yeah, that's right. You're in my way.
Everybody
Okay, I have to stretch. No, it's okay. I have to go and get my person.
Joe left your devices keep working.
Ben also asked for stretch, so.
I'll give you a stretch.
I had some worries when the band showed up. I was like, oh, jeez.
Trying to find small spaces
Stall
I
in
can
the
squeeze
middle.
into.
You're like your TV like one.
We've been trying. We believe in you.
See if anyone.
There you go. I moved.